What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the new Harbor Freight tool haul I just recently picked up. Two new things we just picked up just today. The Pittsburgh Pro 3/8 click style torque wrench. And we also picked up the fuel pump or fuel pressure test kit, or here, the fuel injection pump tester kit. This is the 11-piece kit. We'll be talking about that here in a second. First, let's go ahead and start off by saying I picked both of these up with coupons from Harbor Freight. So if you get the Harbor Freight coupons and the little flyers or magazines or catalogs or whatever you get in the mail or maybe from the store, both of these got them on a deal. The torque wrench is usually $20. I picked it up for 10, half off. And the fuel injection fuel pressure test kit, I picked it up for about $15, $16 after taxes. They usually run for about 20 something bucks. This is just a smaller basic kit. Like I said, we'll show that here in a second. Now, why exactly did I pick up the 3/8 torque wrench and not half inch or a quarter inch? I got a couple guys in my shop that actually run a couple of these. I know a guy in my shop right now, he's using the quarter and 3/8, and another guy's running a 3/8 and half inch of this exact same style. They've had not too many problems out of them. They also run, for more specified stuff, they'll use the Snap-on or they'll use the Matco, or a more higher end or whatever. That's fine. But this is just to kind of show you, does it work? Yes. I've personally used them before. Just been kicking around the idea of picking one up. And I finally caught this one on sale. Pretty good deal, like I said, about $10. A 3/8 click style torque wrench for $10 is not a bad deal. Regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what you get with this kit. Comes in a little sleeve here, and the wrapper as well. You get a nice little cheap blow molded case. Obviously, it's not too thick, but obviously you want to keep it protected, keep it from rolling around in your toolbox. You want to kind of keep it protected as much as possible. With this kit, you're going to get a little certificate of calibration. You'll get a little small rolled up manual here, and just to kind of show you how this one operates. Again, this is the 3/8. I believe they're all the same, made exactly all the same, just different heads, quarter, 3/8, and half inch, a little bit different sizes as well. With this size, obviously, this is a click style, so when you're needing to use it and you need to dial in the handle down here. When you need to actually lock it in, it's got a small dial here that locks it in place. Twist it to lock it. Locks into place. So if you're going 5, 10, 15, 20, or 10, 15, 10, 20, 30, 40, this one can read metrics and standards. So if you're not too familiar as far as much as the metrics, but it does read foot-pounds and kilograms, couple other ones. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with those as much as the foot-pounds, inch-pounds, whatever else. I don't use the metric system as much, so obviously we're here in the US, so we don't need that as much, unless I need to do some type of conversion. Obviously you get a little sticker inside the little case here for the serial number, so if you ever do have to send this off, like I said, you do get a certification of calibration, just showing you, hey, this has been calibrated. And it is rated for whatever, plus or minus 4% is what they say on the labels on the box. How accurate are they? Like I said, I've used them a couple times before. They're fairly accurate. Like I said, you're not going to be getting, unless you're in a machine shop or something, you need constant torquing or constant, 100% specs as close as possible. But, we all know a torque wrench is not going to get you 100%. It's going to get you as close as it can possibly get, because if you're using it and you've using it for years and it's out of calibration, who knows what your torque wrench is actually set at. This one you can't actually send off and have it recalibrated, like I said before. Don't know how much it costs. I haven't looked into that. Don't know anybody who's actually worried about sending one of these off. But if you keep them unloaded and they keep the tension off of them, keep them in a safe spot. They're not rolling around in your toolbox. They'll be good for times to come. Like I said, if you need something for a smaller, this is the 3/8. Like I said, the 1/2 inch does do the same thing, 1/4 inch as well. I believe this one goes from 5 to, I believe it 80 foot-pounds. From 5 to 80 foot-pounds is what it says. So that's a pretty decent range as far as the 3/8. As far as a 1/2 inch, I believe it goes up a little bit more. I believe the 1/4 inch goes from 2 to 200 inch-pounds. Like I said, I went ahead and picked this one up. I may end up picking up the 1/4 inch later on. But like I said, I caught this one on a pretty good deal. As far as $10, like I said, $10 you can't beat it. It is a pretty decent little set. Like I said, I do know a couple people who do have these, so I picked it up. I haven't used mine yet. Obviously, just picked it up today. So we're going to see how well it works. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be using on too many head bolts, maybe a valve cover or something like that. But smaller, you know, something I don't have, I need torque spec on it, but I don't need, you know, 100%. Like I said, I don't know how well it's going to work on my end. Who knows? They're not all built the exact same. So the other thing we've got, just to kind of show you the box, is the fuel pressure test kit. Obviously, they call it the fuel injection pump test kit. Same thing. You're testing the pressure from the fuel pump, whether it be under the hood. They do have another kit. This is for the gas engines, not the diesel. I believe they do have the diesel in store, and they do have a bigger fuel pressure test kit as well. But this one was on, I got it on with a coupon, 20% off coupon, so I couldn't beat it. Like I said, 20 bucks, 20 something bucks before the coupon, and then 15, 16 bucks after, you know, the coupon. So it was actually cheaper because I'm not an inside club member with Harbor Freight. I believe this was a pretty decent little deal. Took about $4 or $5 off of the deal. Just to kind of give you a little quick rundown of the kit. This is the Pittsburgh kit. Like I said, again, this is the fuel injection pump tester. It's the fuel pressure test kit. Is it worth the money? Yeah, definitely. My supervisor at work uses the same kit, or a similar kit. He has a couple years older, and he's been running it for several years. His is a little bit bigger kit than mine, than this one I bought here. So he has more adapters and things of that, and a little different hoses. But I bought this one for a basic kit. Now, when you buy these basic kits, what all this one comes with, just to kind of give you a quick overview, you're going to get your gauge, a couple hoses, some adapters, maybe a clamp or two in there, hose clamp. You're going to get some more adapters here. And you're going to get your inline adapter. You know, just basics for a basic kit is all it is. You're going to get 2 of these small hose clamps to adapt onto these smaller hoses. It comes with 2 of these smaller hoses, one for a 3/8 and one for a 1/4 inch hose. As far as giving you a little bit extra hose, if you want to build onto a kit like this, because you can always build onto your kits. So a starter kit like this, like I said, it's a decent little kit. Really what you need, the biggest thing, is the head of it and the gauge. You can always adapt it in for your certain application. Now with this kit here, you're not going to be able to do, it even says here on the box, 0 to 100, not to be used for Bosch systems, the CIS injection system, and GM throttle body systems. Now that throttle body system, what they're talking about is the earlier, your 88 to 94, or actually, I'm sorry, 88 to 95 GM and Chevrolet GMC engines with a throttle body injection, 350s or 305s, and some of the V6s, I believe those are the 4.3s. So you're not really going to be able to use it with a throttle body injection system because it's set up completely different than your normal fuel injection system. This is, you can use it on maybe a standard 350 Vortec with the normal fuel injection, which would be your 96 to 98 or 99, I'm sorry. You'll be able to use it on those, but as far as your throttle body injection, according to this kit, it says you can't use it. There's a different setup and way to use and test the pressure for that system. As far as this kit goes, like I said, you can always buy some extra 3/8 or 1/4 inch hose from the hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever. You can pick up some hose from, or if you have some laid around in your shop or garage, or around your toolbox, you can always, like I said, adapt it in. Get you a couple brass fittings from the hardware store, and they'll work just as fine. Maybe add in some, you're going to have to use the PTFE thread, or thread tape, or whatever, pipe thread tape or whatever, for some of these fittings. So just a kind of quick rundown, like I said, you get various different fittings with this, about 3 different hoses, main fitting hoses. So when you go to use this, obviously you got your hose, you've got going in towards your fuel line, and this is going onto your gauge. So if you're going to use this, you can always just adapt it in, and you're going to obviously add your thread tape or whatever pipe thread we are going to use. That's fine. But this gauge here will go up to 0 to 100. Just kind of give you a quick view. This is a pretty decent little gauge. Like I said, I know a couple guys who actually ran these Harbor Freight kits for several years, until the gauge either something happened with the gauge, maybe the glass cracked, maybe something with the threads happened, just over time use, just wear and tear. But anybody I've talked to that had a Harbor Freight kit, it's either good or bad. Either they've had the worst experience ever, or they've been perfectly fine and had no troubles out of it. Like I said, the main thing you're going to be needing in that kit is the gauge itself, because you can always adapt it in for certain applications. So if you have a Chrysler or whatever, and some of these newer style fittings that have a click-in style, and they'll have a clip inside of the hose, and you're pulling it off the fuel rail or the fuel pump or whatever, you'll be able to use that. Like I said, you can adapt it in for your application and make it for you. So don't just say, oh, well, this isn't going to work for me. I know many guys in techs and mechanics who have actually adapted many of these different type of cheaper kits, because as long as you have the fittings and the gauge, you can make anything happen with the gauge set. Just different various gauges, as long as you're not taking away too much from where it's able to read the pressure, or you're going to cause yourself problems or headaches later down the line, you'll be just fine. It's always a good thing to have the extra hose around, if you ever need to adapt it, and just different clip styles, different fuel lines. If you're running on Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Chrysler, whatever it is, if you can adapt this kit, it's a great kit for the money. Should you pick that kit up? Definitely. The fuel pressure test kit from Harbor Freight, from what I've seen and just talked to different mechanics, they said it's a pretty decent little kit for the money. Instead of having to go out and spend $100 to $200, or if not more, that we've priced from the shop. I believe it was $500 for a master kit, $500 to $600 easy. I spent maybe $15-16 on this kit right here, so it's not a bad little kit. You can always adapt it in for what you need. Again, should you buy these tools from Harbor Freight? Do I recommend them? Yes. They're definitely recommended if whether it be you're starting out, or you need something, like I said, this fuel pressure test kit, and you can always make it your own. With certain stuff, you can always make it your own with it. With a torque wrench, how close are you going to get? Like I said before, you're going to get pretty close with it, unless you're needing something just super, super accurate. Then I could see using the Snap-on or the Matco or whatever else manufacturer out there, the tool trucks or whatever. But for $10, you can't beat it. It's been so far that I've used them before. They've been pretty decent. So I just decided to pick this one up, and the fuel pressure test kit was just something I needed again. I had used one before, and it was just time to pick one up. The one I had around the shop just wasn't doing it. Somebody else is using it. You need it. Whether it be somebody stuffed in their toolbox. So, you definitely got to have one of these, a fuel pressure test kit, when you're doing any type of engine work or fuel related problems, any type of diagnosis of that sort. definitely pick these two items up if you can catch them on sale. Definitely. With a Pittsburgh Pro torque wrench, it has a lifetime warranty. Pick it up if you can. If you can get it on an even cheaper deal like I did, pick it up. I appreciate you guys watching. This is all I got for you today. Subscribe, like, share, whatever you want to do. Thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter, but please subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.